What do you say to people who say that you're just talking shit
Yeah.
and you're crazy?
I mean, that's fine. That's
Do
fine.
do you get a lot of that?
That's yeah, I get it every now and then. I get people that say that I'm talking out of my ass, but who cares?
Well, I think it's like many things. Like if people actually sit down and listen to you on long form content for like an hour and a half, like you make a lot of sense. You're very articulate, very intelligent. But if somebody sees the short form, chopped up clip of you saying something for 30 seconds out of context, people are like, what the, where's this coming from? What's this
Yeah,
guy
for
talking
sure. And
about?
I think that's the beauty of short form. Short form isn't about expressing your full opinions. Short form is basically just like an internet billboard.
Hmm.
So the more billboards you have, the more views you get and the more eyeballs you get. And then long form content is where people actually get to understand and know what you're actually about. So yeah, I have some people grill me at a short clip level, but when you start digesting content at a macro level, I think a lot of the narratives or context that I'm trying to convey make quite a bit of sense.
I've seen quite a lot of people attempt to do this model of expansion on social media, like you have done very well, Tate has done very well, but they seem to have not executed it very successfully. I think that's either they don't have the right team behind them or they're just not saying something of value, or I don't know. It's not grabbing the attention. It just doesn't work.
They don't know how to run a business.
Hmm.
Content distribution is a business. You can't just run 40 clips. In 2023, we posted 153,000 clips once every 4.5 minutes.
Hmm.
I'm going to reduce that to once every 60 seconds just to piss off some haters so that they can see me on their feed a little bit more.
You
Uh,
got all these guys on the payroll, or they
I have
incentivized?
160 employees right now
Yeah.
running my short form content, and I'm only going to scale that team
Hmm.
at bigger levels. I just opened up an office in Asia as well. This is a short form office to just create content and be able to distribute that content at a mass scale. Because advertising doesn't really work the same way that it used to. Anytime you see a sponsored post, you're like, okay, this person's trying to sell me something. But if you want to get your message across, you have to be able to have as many billboards as possible. And a piece of content is
Hmm.
just a billboard. Whether it's positive, negative, you get laughed at, or people agree with what you're saying, it doesn't really make a difference. It's merely a funnel
Yeah.
to long form content where people get to know what you're deeply about.
You want it to be shareable,
Yeah,
and I'm sure like a lot of the stuff you've been putting out, people are sharing
all
that for
sorts of
sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
I say some crazy shit as well, just on purpose to, because it's never bad to have a couple enemies. It's never
Yeah.
bad to have a couple of people that hate on you. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well, I think this is something which I've realized. Like, if you do want to be successful, if you do want to earn some serious money, then you have to be prepared to piss a couple of people off.
Presidents win elections off of 51%
Hmm.
popularity. The other 49 hate their guts.
Hmm.
You don't have to have everybody love you. If your goal is to be loved by everybody, then you're going to get lost in the sauce and you're going to not really understand how to be happy, because not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody's going to like you. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really make a difference.
Hmm.
My goal is very simple, is I'm here to express certain opinions, and these opinions might change in 2 months. That's the beauty of it. We're always evolving, we're always learning. And I'm just trying to scale my content distribution and utilize this glitch that we currently have of being pushed at a mass level on the internet, because I don't know it'll be around forever.
Mm.
I'm just maximizing the attention while we have it.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learned since our last meeting, which I believe was almost a year ago? What have you learned in the past year?
Community is one of the only things that can stand the test of time. You can build a YouTube channel, you can have a lot of followers, but just because you have followers doesn't mean you have a community or a group of people actually resonate with your message. If you look at Apple, they have a community. They don't just have buyers, they have a community. A community is based off of trust. It's based off of a shared vision. It's based off of people that enjoy the product or the service or the ecosystem that you're developing. I think that's a big one. The second one is, like I said before, the internet is the democratizer of opportunity. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your belief system. It doesn't matter anything that you've done in the past. You can leverage the internet to make a lot of money, build a lot of volume when it comes to attention and when it comes to uh, the eyeballs that you receive. And that you can utilize it to get extremely wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So social media, funnel that into a community, and then have a product that is sellable. And the product can be a physical product, it can be a digital product, or it can be a service. It's curating whatever that product, service, whether physical or digital, that is of value or of need to your community, and then just presenting that to them. And through trust, we were talking about these high trust societies, they'll become customers. So instead of pitching them and selling them, it's build a community, let them integrate into your belief system, let them buy into a philosophy or way of life. And then from there, you just build products that serve them well.
Yours is Capsule Club.
That's one of them. Yeah. Capital Club. We launched it in October. I closed it again.
This was last
October.
I remember we were talking about this.
I closed it in December. I think we onboarded over 20,000 members, paid members. I did about $9 million net profit. And I closed it in December. I'm relaunching it next month. It's going to be fun. I have a 130,000 person wait list to join Capital Club. And Capital Club is broken down, like I said, is my community, into three perspectives, three aspects. One is your academy. Your academy is basically an ecosystem to educate entrepreneurs in business, finance, biohacking, and the second aspect is the marketplace. So an integrated ecosystem, since I have a big community where I can go to different companies and be like, hey, can I get a better rate for your product? Can I get a better rate, a discounted rate for my community so that I can offer that? So you have now an arsenal and a set of tools and products that I can offer to my community at a better rate, making their membership basically free. And then finally is the network. The network, whether it's physical events or digital events, where people can come and solidify the relationships that they built on the internet. And it's been working extremely well. We're one of the fastest and largest growing communities in the world.
Yeah, I see how many people are frustrated and annoyed that they aren't part of it. Like they're trying, but how do you even go through the process of letting people in?
So when I launched Capital Club in October, I did invites only. So I would invite 2,500 people a day, randomized through my email list. I have 450,000 people that signed up to join Capital Club, but I would only allow 14.76% of those 2,500 people that were invited per day to join, which is 369 individuals. So 369 individuals paid $369 every single day. So every single day, the business was generating over $100,000 net profit in subscriptions, annual subscriptions. And it basically was a first come, first serve. If you didn't have access to Capital Club when you were invited and you missed it, well, too bad. No retargeting, no second chance, no upsell funnel, one simple product, one simple offer. If you're about it, so be it. If you're not about it, it's all good.
You've interviewed some pretty big heavy hitters.
Absolutely.
Which one individual did enlighten you the most, or one that you took the most away from?
I think I did two interviews that I think were phenomenal. The first one was I interviewed the head of the central bank of Albania. I flew all the way to Albania because I wanted to sit down and really understand the perspective that central bankers have with regards to crypto and Bitcoin. And we had a very heated conversation for a couple hours. So I put that inside Capital Club. That was really dope. Then I was able to bring a gentleman by the name of Brian Tracy, who's an OG.
Yeah,
he's an OG when it comes to sales, when it comes to productivity, when it comes to team building. So I flew all the way to California, sat down with him. We had a 3-hour session, charged me 10 grand per hour. So I was able to basically get all the community questions, put them together, and sit down with him. Things that would be very hard for an individual in the community at a very individual level to afford. So I was able to do that through the community. And then another buddy of mine, which you know, who's Raul, 29 years old. I think he just turned 30, absolute killer in business. And
for those who don't know who he is, he was on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. So
he's a legend.
Check him out.
Absolute legend.
They call him the king of marketing in Germany, or the face of marketing or something.
He's a master marketer. And that was a great session where we basically talked about marketing in the terms of warfare. And how that is synonymous very much in today's operating in business is very much like warfare and very much like war. And whether it's psychological tactics, psychological warfare, psyops, all these things are synonyms for marketing, right? Marketing is just a different word to express these same ideas. So we talked a little bit about that. Those are three really valuable ones that I had. I was also now getting into interviewing and chopping it up with top guys in crypto. We've had some really phenomenal guests there as well. It's a good time.
Who's the one person that you would absolutely love to sit down with for 3 hours?
Pavel, I think, is one of those guys that's actually fighting for freedom. And I think we share a lot of synergy against, the big man, against the potential dystopia that's being created through the censoring of content. But I'll line up. I'll line it up. So it'll be good. I think I'm meeting with him tomorrow night at a party. So we'll have a good time.
Is that what you're doing at the moment? Then you're spending a lot of time traveling around. I don't feel like you have a base anymore. You're just constantly on the move.
That's something that I've really been able to build out over the last 2 years. Like I told you last time, I sold my house. I got rid of probably all my assets. I was liquid, right? So I was pretty much at that point. I think it was June. I was just in dollars and in the stock market, and then
it's a pretty amazing feeling knowing that you're not really tied down to anything
or tied into anything.
Yeah.
I understand having an incredible house. I understand having supercars. I understand having super yachts and how these things are glamorous and they're dope and they're accolades of success, but they also occupy a lot of mental real estate. And these are things that somebody else has marketed to you as beacons of success, right? Unless you've been told that a Lamborghini equals success, then not everybody's going to buy into that philosophy, but it's been marketed as something that equals success. But once you acquire it, are you truly successful, or did you just buy something because you had the ability to buy it? I just don't want to be tied down to materialistic things because it's just not my cup of tea. I want to be able to have the freedom and the peace of mind to do whatever it is that I want. So the more freedom that I have, the better ability I have to move, the better ability I have to think, and I have less things that people can hold against me and take away from me because I don't really have much. Now,